pew pew. Another increasing vengeance, target increasing vengeance, etc., etc. You guys get the gist. Endless copies, endless rel pings. We did it. Oh, that feels so good. Yes, Hypnotic Spectre, exactly. Yes. Oh. What is up, ladies and gentle nerds? If you're wondering what the heck that just was that you saw, well, that's a combo is what that is, and I'm about to show you how we do it with this Decktech. So this is a combo storm deck, and I just freaked my cat out by having a lot of energy, which, I mean, it happens. All right, because I was just sitting here just scrolling through Twitter, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, hey, ladies and gentle nerds. Anyway, so combo deck time. So this is a combo built around increasing vengeance, which says copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, copy that spell twice instead. You may choose new targets for the copy, as well as dual strike. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell with mana value 4 or less this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So the way that this works is you put a spell on the stack. You then cast dual strike, let the dual strike resolve, then cast increasing vengeance targeting the spell on the stack. First spell really doesn't matter what it is, preferably something cheap, which is why we have Strike It Rich in here, but preferably something cheap. Then what ends up happening is increasing vengeance will copy itself. You can choose new targets for the copy. So the copy of increasing vengeance targets the original increasing vengeance, and you produce a loop. So the new increasing vengeance will make a copy of the old increasing vengeance, which creates a new increasing vengeance, which copies the original increasing vengeance, making a new increasing vengeance, etc., etc. Now I'm sure you're wondering, okay, that's great, but aren't you just twiddling with your cards? Because all that's doing is producing a new copy spell over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's literally a self-contained loop that accomplishes nothing. Unless you have one of two planeswalkers online. Unless you have Ral Storm Conduit, because Ral Storm Conduit says whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. The other one that we have is Professor Onyx. Now, she says whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. If you have either of these on board and you hit the combo, what ends up happening is you produce an infinite loop, and with every tick of that loop, every time increasing vengeance triggers again, what ends up happening is you ping 1 more time. And so you produce this infinite loop and you ping infinite times and you win the game. It's that simple. So this deck is full of redundancies. We have all kinds of ways to make this thing pop off. We can do it with double dual strikes. We can do it with Strike It Rich. In place of dual strike, we also have Galvanic Iteration, because Galvanic Iteration states when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. It's very, very similar to dual strike in that regard. Note, it is very different from increasing vengeance. Increasing vengeance says copy target instant or sorcery spell. You have to have a spell on the stack in order to copy increasing vengeance, or in order to cast increasing vengeance, rather. There needs to be a spell waiting on the stack. If there is not a spell on the stack, you cannot cast it. Meanwhile, Galvanic Iteration and dual strike, you can cast into an empty stack. That is perfectly fine. All right, we also have Seize the Spoils in here because we actually did have Unexpected Windfall in here as well. It was a great card that could draw us additional cards, create some more mana, and make it easier for us to pop off. The truth of the matter is, though, if we have Ral or Onyx on board, we don't need that much mana to actually fire the thing. So Seize the Spoils costing 3, whereas Unexpected Windfall cost 4, was very, very meaningful. So this is going to be a little bit cheaper. Now, if you wanted to run this at home and you wanted to run a version with Unexpected Windfall, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good card, but it's a little bit expensive for what we're trying to do. So Seize the Spoils helps us massage our hand a little bit, ramps us a little bit, and we can copy Seize the Spoils and draw 4 cards for the price of 1. Not bad. Well, price it 2, because we have to cast Seize the Spoils and then discard a card. But it's just good. In general, Seize the Spoils, really solid. Can do good work for us. We have Anger of the Gods to deal with pesky aggro decks, because aggro decks, well, they're going to be aggro. It's just part of the deal. So we're going to be attacked fairly frequently by small creatures. So Anger of the Gods is a great way to deal with those in the early game. The fact that it only costs 3 makes it a very important spell in this deck. It's also another interesting thing we can do. We can copy Anger of the Gods to kill 6-drops. So the fact that we have all these copy spells in here, we're trying to get additional value and additional ways that we can manipulate them in order to get the effect that we're looking for. So if our opponents have a 6/6, for example, we can throw a dual strike into an Anger of the Gods and kill it. great. Or Galvanic Iteration, we may have to flash that Galvanic Iteration back later, which is fine. Like, totally cool. So, Anger of the Gods, very good card. It's a good card that fits exactly what we're doing. And again, if there was a version of this deck that you wanted to run, and you wanted to run, say, Storm's Wrath in here, okay, that would be a fine fit as well. But I thought Anger of the Gods being only 3 mana versus 4 made it worthwhile to run. So we have Ral Storm Conduit. The primary thing that Ral is doing here is giving us that ping. That passive ping is very, very important. The +2 Scry 1 is also meaningful because it can help us hit the spells that we need in order to pull the combo off. And Ral has an ability that actually could take the place of Dual Strike in our combo, which is very, very nice. When you cast your next instant sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. As long as we have a spell on the stack, although actually we can't do it at instant speed, so never mind. It won't actually be able to properly replace Dual Strike in the combo. Also, but we can use it to double up spells and produce some cool effects. Also, this is a big brain combo. I'm not a big brain player. I'm going to own that, because in the gameplay you're about to see, you're going to see me mess this up a couple of times. There are a lot of intricacies to getting this combo just right. And I mess it up a lot. I built this on stream, and I misplayed a number of times when we could have popped the combo off, or I had mana issues that I didn't see in time, those kinds of things. So it's a very cool combo. But it's very easy to get wrong. So that's what Ral's here for. Being able to copy stuff, because we're copying spells. This deck copies spells. It copies spells, then it copies spells, then it copies copies of spells. It's what we're doing. Professor Onyx has previously noted it's primarily here for the passive, but the ability to draw additional cards. Awesome. Love it. You'll love to see it. Just good stuff. Then we also have Expansion Explosion. Now, Explosion is a potential way to deliver a killing blow if we have to, but in all likelihood, that's going to be removal. What we're really in here for is Expansion, because Expansion says copy target instant or sorcery spell with mana value 4 or less. You may choose new targets for the copy. You may note that text is very, very similar to Increasing Vengeance. We can actually pull off this combo without Increasing Vengeance if we have Expansion. So that's redundancy, because Expansion can copy. We can dual strike an Expansion, create additional copies of Expansion that create additional copies of Expansion. Rinse, repeat over and over and over and over and over again, popping the combo off that way. So Expansion and Increasing Vengeance are both, that's 8 cards that could do the same thing effectively. We also have Dual Strike and Galvanic Iteration. While these cards look very, very similar on their face, they do function differently. And so in this case, we do need all of them in order to pull this off. But yeah, and there are a couple of different ways that we can turn the combo around. But if we are to hit this correctly, what we want to do is throw a Strike It Rich on the stack, Dual Strike, let Dual Strike resolve, and then Increasing Vengeance to Strike It Rich. That Increasing Vengeance will never resolve if we pull it off correctly. And it's a lot of fun. So I decided to go Grixis here. That way we'd have access to Professor Onyx. There's also some early removal that we could have pulled into this as well, but we chose not to. And to be honest, it would also be very possible to run this as straight Izzet with maybe a tutor or maybe some additional card draw to find Ral rather than running Professor Onyx and Ral. But I thought it was important to run Professor Onyx as well. So that's where we came from. That's the name of the deck, or that's the name of the game with this deck. And then mana base wise, we have a couple of basics in here. We have Shocklands and Blood Crypt and Steam Vents. We also have the Checklands and Sulfur Falls Dragonskull Summit. This is one of those situations where running a couple more duels would probably help. It probably wouldn't hurt to put the slow lands in here. That's one of those things where if I were to rebuild this deck today, which is funny because I built this deck today as of this recording, I probably would add those, and I probably will before it's all said and done. But the gameplay, in the gameplay recording, this is the mana base that we ran. So I'm going to show that here. But yeah, it's a fun deck. It's a goofy, weird combo deck, and it's difficult to pull off, but when you pull it off, it feels great. Like, absolutely great. I cannot explain it enough. It's funny, and this is effectively a Storm deck, is what we're trying to do. We're effectively trying to Storm off, but we're not upping our Storm count, because Storm count only increases when you cast spells. We're copying spells in this case, which is a totally different can of worms. yeah, so that's the deck. That's the deck in a nutshell. Let's take this thing out. I'm going to show you the gameplay. The gameplay was actually recorded live on stream this morning as of this recording. So please, if you enjoy that, you can actually join us on stream weekday mornings, Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, starting at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time in the morning. And yeah, feel free to join in, add your own comments to the gameplay as we go. And if you would like to challenge me to build a deck of a particular type, feel free to do so. There's actually a deck building challenge on stream that is redeemable using channel points. And those channel points are accrued just by hanging out and being part of the chat. So please, I'd love to see you out there. Thank you so much. Have a phenomenal day. And here's the gameplay. Let's run it. All right. So this is iteration number 3. We are going to crack this deck, dang it. We are going to make this thing happen. I want this combo to be a thing. Striker Rich, Dual Strike. The only thing we're missing here is an expansion or an infinite, what is it? Increased Vengeance. Thoughtseize, Duress, or Inquisition as targets. Oh! Manga, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Putting Thoughtseize in the deck to... as a target for let's strike it rich once to ramp us into Onyx. Actually, Manga Zone, being able to Thoughtseize in the early game to disrupt our opponent's plans, but then also use it late in the game to trigger the combo, that's not a bad idea at all. In fact, I like that quite a bit. For Emancipation. Actually, Bix, if we're using Onyx, it's going to be life loss. We need an Anger of the Gods, and we need it yesterday. Yeah, thank you, Manga. Yeah, Striker Rich does have flashback, which is nice. It's gonna be a turn 4 Professor Onyx, which isn't nothing, but we're taking way too much damage here. Into a Coco. Ugh. Just seems a little slow for combo for a deck without board answers. Yeah. Well, I mean, Anger of the Gods is nice, but it only does so much. Yeah, we need to draw an Anger. Expansion Explosion's not gonna do the job. Yeah, we're gonna cast out Onyx here just to do it, but this is nothing. Yeah, aggro's gonna be a weak spot for us here. Yeah, we're just setting my help for these aggro decks. Yeah, Manga, you're not wrong. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. We're building a we have a brain hurty combo that we're trying to make work. The Cinderclasm Instant Speed 2 on board. Could be good. Could be good. Expansion Dual Strike, the only thing we're missing is Lily or Ral. And our opponent's mulliganing aggressively. That means they're also a silly combo deck, or they're just having really bad luck here. So Floppy is what, an MTGA setting? I don't think so. Because it says copy target instant or sorcery spell with mana value 4 or less. You have to declare a target when you cast it. So if there are no viable targets, you can't cast it. Mulled to 4. All right. Live thought I could provide. Oh, thank you, Original Orange. I appreciate you. Let's continue to strike it rich. And foretell the dual strike. All right. Hey, Mojo. How's it going, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Original Orange, cheers. Thank you for keeping the caffeine flowing. As I stall my opponent, I don't mean to. Sorry, opponent. Yeah, making your game plenty of caffeinates. I appreciate that. I do appreciate a good caffeinate. Who doesn't love a good caffeinate? Just make more treasure, I guess. Our opponent's giving us time to breathe, which is nice. They're in Jund, it would appear. No, not Jund. They're in Teamer. Is this, or is this Niv? Is this a 5-color Niv deck? Targets must be legal upon casting in front. Yep. Thank you, Goblin Chester. Neighborhood level 1 judge. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's Gates, of course. Silly me. Yeah, Jester, thank you. Yeah, Maze's End. Yep, there it is. Sure enough. Original Orange, cheers. Thank you for keeping caffeine flowing. I'm gonna need to get some more of this soon. Also, anybody who's curious, I actually added, because there are now follower only, or not follower only, but follower emotes on Twitch. I actually added, I took some old emotes, some of my original emotes, and I brought them back as follower emotes. So how do we get priority on expansion? Actually, I think we're getting priority because of Dual Strike. We can cast Dual Strike into an empty stack. Oh, and Explosion. We can cast Explosion, which I think we might do, actually. Add the ability to set custom rules. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Jester. Um, 6, 10. So this could be, we could explode for 6. 6 to the face. I'll draw the cards. Ching, 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 ching. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I think we got it. Or do we? No, not yet. We don't. We don't have enough mana available. Hold. Hold. All right. All right. Grayed out. Yeah. I should have played Onyx. That would have been smarter. Oh well. Pew pew. All right. All right. Can try for science, right? No, Floppy, I know full well we can't. All right, Rail needs to survive. All right, I think we got it. All right. I'm gonna try to do this. We have messed it up so many times today. I believe in a thing called love. Let's give this a shot. Exactly, I'm not expecting it. It's combo time. It's theoretically combo time. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Thank you, Original Orange. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so it goes a little something like this. First, land drop, full control. Let's go. So strike it rich. Pew pew. Dual strike. Pew pew. Increasing vengeance. Or no, cancel. Whoop, almost messed that up. So many little pew-pews. Dual strike resolves. That's important. And Original Orange, cheers. Thank you for keeping caffeine flowing. All right. Now increasing vengeance on the strike it rich. Increasing vengeance copies. Pew pew. Dual strike triggers. Increasing vengeance copies. Targeting increasing vengeance. Rail triggers. Increasing vengeance, targets increasing vengeance. Creating another increasing vengeance. Pew pew! Rail triggers. Creating another increasing vengeance, targeting increasing vengeance. That poor Striker Rich is never gonna resolve. Pew pew! Another increasing vengeance, targeting increasing vengeance, etc., etc. You guys get the gist. Endless copies. Endless Ral pings. We did it. Oh, that feels so good. Yes, Hypnotic Spectre, exactly. Yes. Oh, it felt so good. That felt so good. Whew. He did the thing. Oh, did Joy playing in the background, right? Original Orange, cheers, my friend. There we go. We can retire the deck successfully. We've done the thing once. The victory sip, exactly. And yeah, I know, Wiz. Hype. I don't know that hype out there. We did it. Oh, that felt good. Well, we got Anger of the Gods in the opening hand. We don't have a second red mana source, which is mildly problematic, but let's keep it and see what we can do. Hand attack. Dear Optimist, Pessimist, and Realist. While you were arguing about the glass of water, I drank it. The Opportunist. I love that. That's so cool. Now do it in Mythic. Bix, exactly, right? So Mojo, what does a cigarette and a hamster have in common? What does a cigarette and a hamster have in common? All right, we need one more red mana source, and then we got Anger, and that'd be pretty nice. Maybe Crush the Weak is another one cost. Yeah, actually, that could be good. They're both completely harmless, so you suck. Light it on fire. Mojo, you crazy. I mean, you're not wrong, but scared of that speaker. And unfortunately, we don't have access. We don't kill the speaker, the Bishop of Wings, but that's okay. The new Ghostbusters movie just now. That's hilarious. All right. Riggedy riggedy rail. We need more land. I will take it. And red Manyas goes a long way. Not my rail. No. Poor rail. Players lived it this month. Nice. Wonder what the best way to farm pack. So, Iwabu, one of the best ways to do it is actually through limited. I think we're dead here. We need to be able to, we need to copy Anger of the Gods, but we're one red mana shy. 11, 15, 18. Yeah, we're dead. Unfortunate. Mind-controlled air freshener makes sense when you think about it. Nice. Hand attack, that's hilarious. So Iwabu, limited is a great way to do it. Also your daily gold. Like grind your daily quests for gold. Really focus on those. And then once you have those golds, jump into drafts is definitely the best way to farm packs, to farm through packs. Also, the mastery pass is usually worth it if you play a lot. If you don't play a lot, it's not. But if you do, it's definitely worth it. Thank you so much for checking out the video. And if you enjoyed that one, please take a look at this playlist right here for more deck techs just like it.